Marty said many times, fix it. Would you say that it starts from the leadership group when it's time to fix it for a team?
In general, yeah, I think so. I think we're a young group. I don't think there's no hiding that. You look at our roster, we're a young group, and I think a lot of teams I think in this league, it comes from veteran guys. It comes from leadership to kind of steer the ship in the right way. Obviously you get led by our coach, who's the leader of our team, but it comes down to the players, and I think leading by example is a huge thing to kind of flip something and get back on track here, and I think that's all it's going to take.
When you're in a situation like this, it's obviously perfect to have 3 days to practice and stuff like that, but how do you deal with the increased volume of noise around the team when you have that much time between a game like the one that happened against the Rangers and your next one?
Yeah, I think there's going to be noise kind of regardless of what the result is. We have a good game, we have a bad game. People are going to talk about how we played and what can be fixed, what could be better. What we're doing well. I think for us, we try to take advantage of the 3 days off to get the rest. We got a busy schedule coming up, so we know the result. I think we addressed it. We had a day to go over it, and we're going to try and fix what we need to and forget about it, move on to the next game. What's done is done, and we know what we got to do better.
Is it harder, though, to block the noise in a city like Montreal, where the team is in a rebuild, compared to Denver, where it's not the same market and the team was putting quite a lot?
Yeah, I think we know that there's noise around it, but I think at the end of the day, it's kind of in this room that what we worry about the most, and I think it's just about kind of what we do as a group, and we know that in the room and try to keep it in here.
Is it a little bit louder? The noise?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think it's kind of what you decide to look at and stuff. It's at the end of the day, our expectations in here are high for ourselves. We know the expectations are high from our fans and from the media, but for us, it's about us and what we can do as a group.
Do you look at social networks?
Sorry?
Personally, do you look at social
I don't.
networks?
No, not really. I have Instagram and I have all the social media, but I don't really look at it too much. No.
You said you've identified it as a group. What do you need to fix?
I think a big area we've been focusing on today is D zone. I think that's a big part of it. If we can be better in that area and killing plays earlier, not even letting teams set up to have to play D zone is huge, and I think we clean up some of that. We prevent a lot of chances against.
If Marty hadn't taken you there, would you guys have arrived at the same conclusions yourselves? And were you talking about it as a group?
Yeah, for sure. I think the quality of stuff that we've been giving up has been a little too good for other teams. I think you look at some of the goals they scored last game, just the quality of those goals that we let in the first period, and even games before there. I don't think it's that we're giving up too much, but I think some of the quality is too high that we're giving up. So we know that we need to clean it up. I think we're steered in the right direction from our coaches, but everyone in the room knows we can be better and knows the expectation is higher.
The consensus is that the system is clear and everyone understands their responsibility.
About the level of work you've been able to practice in the past few days and to make sure that things improve for you guys coming forward?
Yeah, I think we got a lot of good work in. There's not too many times during the season where you can get this many days between games. So, we definitely put the work in and expect a good performance tomorrow.
How much emphasis do you put on the leadership from you and from the different leaders in these situations to make sure that everyone applies what is asked by the coaches?
Yeah, I think just leading by example. Obviously, some of the drills we're doing over the last couple of days aren't fun, but you just when you practice with intensity, it almost makes the games easier. So we're really battling each other out there, and trying to defend hard. So it'll clear some things up for us.
Nick, when you have 3 days off between games, obviously a benefit that you just talked about in terms of being able to put the work in. There's also another factor in being in a place like Montreal where the noise grows in volume. I know you guys are well versed in kind of trying to ignore the noise, but how do you make sure everybody's focused on the task and not distracted by some of the stuff that gets said?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, I don't really pay attention to too much stuff other than what happens in here, and I'd say the same for most of the guys, and obviously with new guys that are new to the market, I think they're learning that, and we're trying to help them out. So yeah, there's obviously going to be a lot of noise. With our last few games haven't been what we want, and I think we're going to have a good weekend.
Nick, as a forward, and in addition to the fact that you're a smart player on the ice, what makes an hybrid system defensively so difficult to apply as a team, as a young team?
I think we're just kind of learning, the ins and outs. There's moments where, the hybrid switches on and off. So, just reading those cues, learning to play as a group. I think, the young guys haven't played too much in that kind of system before. So, I think we'll just keep getting better at it, and, it'll just become natural.
Does that lead to hesitancy sometimes? What you were just describing, could that lead to hesitancy, those changes?
Yeah,
when you have to switch?
I think, guys if you get hesitant, that gives the other team more room, and the guys in this league, you give them just a couple more feet, they're going to take advantage of that. So, I think being more aggressive is the key to defending less. So you don't want to make a mistake, but sometimes being super aggressive throws the other team off more than sitting back. So we'll clear that stuff up.
Nick, it seems like all the emphasis is on being aggressive in the D zone, but do you guys need to be more aggressive all over the place to avoid being in there as well?
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to kill plays early and off, like when we turn the puck over in the O zone, defending starts right there. So, if we kill plays coming up the ice, we don't have to be in our zone. It's definitely been a topic. So, we don't want teams to enter our zone clean, and, we want them to dump pucks in. It's a lot easier when they don't have possession of the puck.
Do you have in mind some teams who are doing well in this kind of system defensively? Mortical, the fact that a lot of teams, more and more teams, use this kind of system. Do you have in mind some teams who are doing well with the hybrid system in the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams kind of play zone. Not many teams play man-on-man anymore. And then everyone else is doing hybrid. So, Florida does a good job of that. Obviously with their runs over the last couple of years. So, they're aggressive in your face team, and, it's a style we want to play.
When it's time to fix, like Marty said, fix it and fix quickly, would you see that not necessarily on your shoulder, but on the leader's shoulder when it's time to fix something quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just little things that's going to help us in the long run. I mean, there's not some big fix that we have to change all these different things. So, yeah, it's up to us leaders to, show the way to do it, and I think we've done a good job over that the last couple of days. So, it's easy to see on video when you do it well. It's easy to see that, but so if we do that more often, it'll be more clear for the other guys.
Nick, you guys have all talked about the belief you have in this group. And I'm just wondering how you balance sorry, let me rephrase this. You guys came into the season with higher expectations of yourself as a group. You believe more in what you're capable of based on the experience and the talent in the room. Did you have to did the Rangers game at all remind you guys of the level of work that goes into getting to that game that you need to play?
I think so. I mean, we still have a young roster. A lot of guys just playing their first handful of games in the NHL. So you see the Rangers and then their details and their stick with their positioning, how they play as a team. You can tell that they've been together for a long time, and they always seem to win a lot of games over the last few years. So I think, we want to keep those expectations high, but, you can't really dwell on the past, and we're moving forward to the next game and playing a good game tomorrow.
I know that all the practice are important. How important important stuff, detail
Yeah.
stuff. Do you like that practice today?
I mean, it's what we need for sure. So I feel like, especially after last couple games, I feel like we've kind of needed some. I don't know if it's clarity, but because I feel like we kind of know, but I feel like we got to be just quicker with reads in the D zone and making plays and stuff like that. So. But yeah, I mean, it was what we need for sure, so it's not bad.
Logan, tout à l'heure, Nick a mentionné qu'avant la pratique, après le meeting, David et Mike Matheson, il y a eu des discussions avec les défenseurs. Je ne sais pas si tu étais là, mais
Yeah.
comment c'est important pour toi, un jeune joueur, que des gars comme Savard et Matheson arrivent avec des solutions pour vous aider?
Ouais, mais c'était comme. On a 6 def maintenant. So, c'était nous 6 comme ici, on parlait, on demandait des questions, mais je pense que c'est bien Savvy et Math connaissent des choses, ils ont vécu des choses. So, c'est bon de juste demander des questions and bounce things off of them.
Quand tu es un jeune joueur, c'est-tu plus facile entre joueurs que des fois ça peut l'être avec un coach, tu sais, pour avoir les advice, puis c'est ça. Ça peut être plus facile entre joueurs?
Oui, je pense que oui. Je pense que pas juste comme un jeune joueur aussi, mais je pense que même les gars, les vétérans et les autres choses, je pense que puis on jase avec nous autres plus que les coachs. So, mais oui, c'est plus facile, for sure.